You're listening to the WrestleView Radio Network.
But on that note, we're going to switch gears for the end of the show here. But before we do, Corey, we're going to have to board a train.
Oh, okay. I'll just get my ticket out.
You got your ticket out? You got your ticket out? Okay.
I did. The fat conductor is waving me on.
Okay, all right. I got to get my ticket out as well. Okay, because we are getting ready to board the Dixie train.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't worry, folks. We've got like 7 or 8 of these songs, so this should last us at least until TNA dies.
Oh, man. Actually, this whole thing is probably more well thought out than anything TNA have ever done. As far as continuity-wise. All right, so...
Yeah, we've held up for 2 weeks.
Okay, so Bound for Glory, TNA's biggest show of the year. They tout it, well... It's supposed to be the WrestleMania of the year, but they don't tout it as that. They tout it as the biggest show of the year, in which they have their Hall of Fame ceremony for some reason. Because, yeah, they do.
With such prestigious names as drug addict Kurt Angle.
And Sting, who's still around for some reason.
And, nope, that's it.
That's it. That's all they got so far.
2 guys.
That's all they got so far.
If Jeff Jarrett doesn't go in this year, I will lose my shit.
Yeah, because, you know... He is TNA. He really is.
This is going to sound surreal with the tank engine music in the background.
You know, they should actually just change the Impact Zone music to Thomas the Tank Engine. Dixie should walk out to it.
I remember once they closed a whole pay-per-view with just that, just the Cross the Line theme music, and I was like, the last 5 minutes of this is a music video.
They did that for a while.
Why?
Because they didn't have enough, you know, good usable content, so they just had to replay it.
Why in God's name?
But anyway, looking forward to the card, and I use that term incredibly loosely. Countdown to Bound for Glory, the pre-show. It's a gauntlet match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Okay, basically, you have a whole bunch of tag teams here. Bad Influence, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez, Eric Young and Joseph Parks. And then you have the Bromans of Jesse Goddard and Robbie E.
Now that's Bromans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. That's not even a portmanteau anymore. That's like a quadruple entendre.
I don't know. But yeah, that's the pre-show now, because WWE have a pre-show, so TNA need to follow them, just in case.
I wonder what the numbers for that are going to be, like 40.
Ugh, I don't know. But think about it, like, they wouldn't even be creative. I love their Before the Bell thing, because it actually kind of gives the veneer that TNA is a good show. And then you have this, which is just like, hey, look, we can have a pre-show too, guys. Anyway, so I'm just going to Bad Influence to win this.
Probably, yeah. Either Bad Influence or Retain.
Oh no, well, this is to decide who wins.
Oh, then Bad Influence and then Retain.
Okay. Then we have ODB versus Gail Kim versus Brooke. Not Brooke Hogan now. Brooke Tessmacher, because she can use her own name again. And this is a 3-way match for the TNA World.
And by her own name, we mean just Brooke, because of course her last name isn't Tessmacher.
Oh no, definitely not. God forbid. Yeah, so I'm going to go with ODB to retain, because, you know, why not?
Yeah, I would say so. ODB, I think at the moment, well, if Gail Kim hasn't left the company yet, I'm pretty sure ODB is the most senior knockout there.
Well, Gail Kim's in this match.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just so forgetful.
Why did she leave the WWE?
Because she was getting, like, de-pushed.
Yeah, but at least her job would still be there. This is like when Low Key left. It's like, dude, put up with a bad gimmick. You'll be fine. Oh, no, don't go to Japan. You're probably going to, oh, yeah, all right, retired.
I suppose it's just the idea that, like, if you're in the WWE and nothing good's happening with you, you want to leave before too much luster is lost.
Gail Kim.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Gail Kim went back to a company that completely moved away from the Divas division. And to use the low-key reference again, he left somewhere where he had probably one of the best live matches I've ever seen in person. Now, fair enough, it was on NXT, but still, it was a great... Or no, it was on Superstars or NXT, I can't remember. But it was an amazing match. And now he went over to Japan and he severely injured himself. That forced him to retire. Think about where he would have been. He would have been at the Daniel Bryan slot right now.
I like to think so, yeah.
It's a horrible shame. But again, you can't talk to some people, you know, and Gail Kim's paying for this, so she's not going to win this match.
No, I don't think so.
Then we have James Storm and Gunner versus TBA, and you know,
as I said, it's a retain.
It's a retain. Although,
because Gunner.
But think about it, right? Again, your biggest card of the year, and how you build it is TBA. Says it all.
Sure, why not?
Says it all. Sting versus Magnus. For some reason, this match is happening because apparently it's a result-built industry. So I'm going to go with Magnus doing a heel turn on Sting.
I'm going to go with hard-fought match. Sting wins. They shake hands and hug. And nobody remembers the match the week after.
Okay. Kurt Angle, the guy who's literally coming off rehab and who shouldn't be nowhere near a ring, is going against Bobby Roode because this match needs to happen. I'm going to go with Kurt Angle because there's no way they're going to job out Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I would say for a fact, no possible way that Kurt Angle's losing this.
And our main event, Bully Ray, who's the champion, against AJ Styles in a no disqualification match. I'm going to go with Bully. Well, no, I'm going to go with AJ Styles in the hope that they give him the title.
I'm hoping for Styles as well. I'm such an AJ Styles mark.
Yeah,
and I mean, guy's just awesome.
Phenomenal, if you will.
One might say he is.
And now,
yes. I wouldn't personally, but one might.
And now for the highlight of the show. The reason why we're on the Dixie train, Corey. Manic versus Aries versus Sabin versus Hardy versus Samoa Joe in an Ultimate X match for the TNA X Division Championship. I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy to win this.
I would so desperately want either Austin Aries or Samoa Joe to win this, just to show that, I mean, Jeff Hardy, while he's definitely talented, these guys, I'd say, are more talented than Jeff Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
They've definitely not had as many chances as Jeff Hardy has.
No way.
Jeff Hardy has literally been at the top of 2 different companies and let it all slip away.
In a puff of smoke.
In a puff of very, very narcotic smoke.
Yes.
I mean, God, Victory Road doesn't exist anymore. But 4 years ago, the Victory Road 2009, we had the worst main event ever.
In the history of wrestling.
In the history of wrestling. Because, like, at least the screw job was entertaining, and at least the finger poke of doom was a plan at some kind of storyline. That was just a car wreck.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you've got guys like Chris Sabin who don't know why he's a heel because he has a gorgeous woman on his arm and is just one of the most likable guys in the company. So he's a natural face. Then you have Manic, who, you know, is an annoyance because he's very talented, but clearly they don't know what to do with him. And he's coming into this the champion, if I'm not mistaken.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, and so now they're probably just going to hand the belt off to Jeff Hardy.
Purely because it's Jeff Hardy. And I tell you what really kind of sums this up for me and gives it away. Jeff Hardy asked for the Ultimate X match because he never had an Ultimate X match before.
Jeff Hardy has never been in an Ultimate X match.
Nope.
You see, I can see everybody else competing in this match except Samoa Joe. Because Samoa Joe, I mean, he's so agile beyond his size.
Yeah, but come on, he's not going to be climbing that structure.
No, those chords. I mean,
It's just not going to happen.
the guy's probably been doing, so many chin-ups in preparation for this match.
No, I tell you what's going to happen, Corey. He's going to pull a ladder out and try to do what P.D. Williams,
Douglas Williams.
Douglas Williams did a couple of years ago.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'd say that.
That's what I can see happening. But overall, will you be watching this show?
Will I be watching this show?
Or better yet, if we didn't get it for free, would you buy this show?
I would not pay him. I would not pay money for this program. No.
Why?
Why would I not pay money for this program?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's badly put together, despite the fact that they had. Oh, when was the last pay-per-view? Like 4 months ago?
Yeah.
5 months ago? maybe?
Slammiversary was that last show.
Yeah. I mean, they have had so long to put this together, and
it was in
seems
June.
like they built towards matches.
Corey,
but only 2 of them.
Corey, it was in June. That's when their last pay-per-view was.
So that's
June.
literally 4 months.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. Do you know? I mean, the AJ Styles stuff, a lot of it seems like it's had a rough road to get to this point, like with Dixie Carter turning heel, but she didn't even turn subtly. At one point, she just aped Vince McMahon and, Triple H and the whole, I know what's better for business than you guys, so I can't trust you to make decisions. Like, Dixie does not have a character of her own. She has one fine-ass train, but no character.
No. Actually, apparently, the character that she has now is actually how she is backstage.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Apparently, the character now that she's portraying on TV is how she is backstage. Condescending and stuff like that.
I'd well believe that.
Which is hearsay now. Adam Martin was talking about it over on WVR this week, but last week I think. And so it would make sense.
I would not be surprised if that were like the God's honest truth.
Because the thing about it is, like, we've seen shades of Dixie like this before. Remember when she had everybody backstage, and before Impact she said that it's my way or the highway, basically, and I need everybody to be together and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is true. Good little cast members.
Exactly, good little cast members. That's it. It doesn't shock me anymore. But we've established that neither one of us would pay for this show if we had to, which we don't because it's free on Challenge. But on Wednesday. But Corey, again, like, I hope if I was booking this show, and I'm not going to go and rebook the whole show because that's pointless. But if I was booking this show and I wanted to make headlines, I would try something now. I still feel that something huge is going to happen at this. I think Hogan's coming back, or I think they're going to announce some kind of buyout or something. Something big. Some big storyline they're going to run. I just, I have no basis to make that claim. It's more just a random hope, because this card is going to suck, and when I'm watching it on Wednesday, I hope that, I'm not totally bored off my tree. What do you think?
I know I'm not going to watch this live on Sunday. I might watch a highlights reel or something, but not live. Never live. Then I might. Is it on Challenge live?
No, it's on Challenge on Wednesday.
You see, I don't have Challenge when I'm not in Tyrone, so I guess I will have to find highlights on the YouTube channel or something.
I see. Don't worry, they put most of the show up anyway on YouTube, so.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a sad. If this was the last pay-per-view, it would be a sad way to go out. Unless, of course, it was with that Ultimate X match, which would probably be with, despite Jeff Hardy, who would literally have to jump off that X for me to get behind him. That would be, the only match I could see being the match to end it. That, or AJ Styles walking away with the belt.
Kind of be a bookend for the show if that happened, wouldn't it?
It would be a bookend for TNA.
Well, actually, that's
to be
what I mean.
honest.
Yeah. A bookend for TNA, basically. Like you'd have basically what made TNA sticking out as its corpse, basically deteriorates away. AJ Styles and the X Division, and if they had just followed that all along, they would have been fine. But no,
They would have had something better than they have now.
On that note, Corey, we are going to have to disembark from the Dixie train.
Okay, the
This
train's pulling into the station,
Okay.
and it doesn't. It's slowing down, slowing to a stop. Much like TNA.
And there we go. So that's us off the Dixie train this week.
God, I wonder if we're ever gonna have to get on the Gabe Spakowski train.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. The book will have to be written first. The rise and fall of TNA, which I'm sure people have already banged out a couple of drafts and are just waiting for the thing to collapse because it's nearly there. And
Yeah.
then we'll have to see what takes its place in a couple of years. I don't know. We may even get the return of WWA, which I swear to God we need to do a special on, because if anybody hasn't seen that, guys, you need to. You need to actively find some WWA shows. World Wrestling All Stars. It's as